What's going on, everybody? I'm Patrick from POWLAX, where we create confident coaches because confident coaches create great environments for players. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my all-time favorite ground ball drills, especially as it pertains to getting a little bit of contact before game so that we're ready to compete once game time hits. This is ground balls to give and goes. So the reason I like this drill so much is because you are going to get a ground ball competition between two players, so there's no like sitting on the outskirts of the ground ball. Then once the player picks up the ground ball, they're going to throw it back to coach. They're going to have to V-cut, get open, catch the ball, and then we're going to either dodge to an actual goal or we're going to dodge to a gate that is by the coach. And so you also get a bunch of good defending where they can try to knock down passes and then be the player who plays offense. But so it's an absolutely wonderful drill. And the first place we're going to go to learn about it is Lacrosse Lab. So if you've never seen Lacrosse Lab, this is a digital play designer where you can actually share it to your team. And so you essentially get an account, you have your team applied to it, and then you can share whatever drills you make to your team. You can also practice plan and schedule things and then do a bunch of cool rating stuff with your players. But so I highly recommend checking it out. And then if you want to get access to my playbook, whether that's just to watch and to research or to share to your team, there are two things you can get for that. One is the POWLAX digital playbook, which allows you to see the playbook. And then if you become a POWLAX Gold member, that will allow you to share it to your team account, but you do have to have a team account to share my playbook to a team. So once we're here, we're going to go to drills. We're going to go to ground ball drills. And now we're going to go to our 1v1 ground balls to a give and go to a dodge. So now to set up this drill, we're going to have two lines of players. We got red and we have blue here, and coach is going to stand in the middle. Now, if we're not playing to a live goal with a goalie, we're probably going to have a gate in front of us. And a gate is just two cones set in a line that's set in a way where they have to cross the coach. But so once coach rolls the ball out, the two players are going to go try to get it. Whoever picks it up is going to have to get their hands free, get open, and pass the ball back to coach. Coach is then going to have to pass it back to the player. Now, the player in red, the player on defense, can totally lock off that player, so they're going to have to work on their V-cuts to get open. They could cut back towards the gate and just kind of catch it going through the gate too. But so one of the reasons I really like this is because once the blue player in blue catches this ball, he then has to dodge back to where the ground ball originated rather than towards a goal, because sometimes when you roll a ground ball out and they have to pick it up, throw it to you, and then they're running to somewhere else, it doesn't give a really good opportunity for the defensive player to get in to play defense, depending on how the reps transpire. But so once the blue player has the ball again, he's then going to square up, and he's going to have to try to dodge back in through the gate. Once that rep is over, the players are going to get back in line, and then the next set of players are going to go. Now let's head in and watch some video. Before we do, this video is brought to you by POWLAX.com. This is where we house and organize all of the lacrosse coaching content. We've got a new lacrosse section, coaching strategies, drills to run at practice, ways for players to practice at home, and then what I want to focus on today, which is the youth lacrosse coaching master classes. Essentially, I've been working on all of this content and stuff for years, and I finally have all of it compiled enough to where I feel that I can run a master class that's going to help coaches in every single level of their coaching journey. And so there's two separate classes. The first is a youth lacrosse coaching masterclass. This is for all of your middle school to high school coaches to help them excel and become the best coach they can. We go over practice planning, game day stuff, all of the drills you're going to need to know, all the strategies you're going to need to know, everything that is my top recommended stuff. And the way that we build it really focuses in on practice planning, because that's what you're going to do as a coach. You're going to practice plan. So we're going to learn a bunch of the basics. Then we're going to throw you into about 8 practice plans that take about 30 minutes to go through each, where we show you exactly how we're building each type of strategy through the practice plans. And so not only are you learning the general ideas of what strategies we're using, you're learning them through the concepts that we're building with the drills and how they all relate. I'm very proud of this one. Now, the next one is the kind of 10U, 8U newcomer lacrosse coaching masterclass. This is different. This has all the same basics, but now we're not going into any of the strategy, because at 8U and those newcomer like 8, 9, 10 age groups, they're not going to be able to do a bunch of the strategy stuff that the high school kids are going to be able to do. This is your quick hitter education for young teams to get the coaches up and running incredible practices as quickly as possible. We focus in on exactly what players of these age groups are going to be able to accomplish push within the clear, within the ride, within their offenses and defenses, which really isn't much, but to maintain and understand that focus is going to help you to create a better environment for these players, because you're not going to be asking them to do things that they're not able to do. And so it's all curated information. Everything that's in this masterclass is going to be precisely exactly what you need to know. And so I think it's going to help a lot of coaches get up to speed quickly and help create some incredible environments for players so that the players are going to come back season after season. But so that is POWLAX.com and the Youth Lacrosse Coaching Masterclasses. Now let's get right into our videos of the one-on-one ground balls to give and goes. So here you can see that I have two lines, one to the right of me, one to the left of me. And in this version of the drill, I've set up the gate, which is just the two cones in front of me. Now I'm just going to throw the ball out and let the players play. Now, one of the cool things about one-on-one ground balls is that no one can kind of sit on the outskirts. Like, everyone's got to go get it. Now, as this player picks it up and then throws it back to me, he then drops it as he is receiving the pass. Now, that's just another free live ball. So the other kid picks it up now, throws it back to me, and he could have cut through, but he was defended pretty well, so I made him kind of pop out and then V-cut again. So he tries to V-cut a couple times, accepts the ball back, and then dodges back through the gate. And so this is a sloppy version. When you have more experienced players doing it, it looks a lot cleaner, but you can absolutely run this with your youth teams, your really young teams, and it really helps players to just compete in practice. Now, in this next version of the drill, we are going to be doing the ground ball, the give and go, but now the players can go to goal. So within this, I usually don't like running it like this. I think I mentioned this before, but sometimes the defenseman doesn't really have a chance to defend. But so as this player gets the ball, throws it back to me. Now watch his V-cut. His V-cut's just great. So he receives the ball back, drops it, but then ends up picking it up again, and then he takes kind of an ill-advised shot here from distance. But so within this drill, you can work on a ton of different skills. You can work on your 22 ground balls, which is 2 hands on the stick, 2 butts low. You can work on boxing out. Obviously, you're working on your V-cuts to get open, potentially your cuts back door to catch the ball and then just go in and finish. You also have a lot of your defensive stuff where now we can actually work on some of the ideas of positioning off ball even, where you've got to see me as the coach who has the ball and then your own player. And then you've got to approach them as they get the ball back. But so I totally love this drill. I think it's definitely one of my favorites. I use it all the time. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys thought down in the comments section. Make sure to check out POWLAX.com, the Youth Lacrosse Coaching Masterclass, and Lacrosse Lab. Follow me on all social medias. Hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Have a good one, and I will see you guys in the next video.